Welcome to the fourth edition of the Speakers Series here at Queen's Park. I'm Stephanie Matisse for the Legislative Assembly of Ontario. For this event, Speaker Donna Skelly and guests talk about the realities of growing older in this province, especially for women facing limited financial resources. Pat Dunn, a retired public health nurse, went from a life of luxury to starting over at age 64.
Did you ever imagine that this is how you would live your golden years?
No. I didn't imagine it that way at all. When my children were growing up in my first marriage, I imagined I would have a retirement similar to my parents had.
After a second marriage, Pat's husband died suddenly. She tried to get a job but was considered overqualified or too old. 4 years after her husband's death, Pat was homeless, facing financial crisis.
I couldn't imagine someone like you, Pat, actually thinking that my only option is living in my car.
It was a pretty low point, but it made sense because I have the car. I don't have to pay anything except for whatever it costs me to park at places, and I could save money if I do that over the summer. Then I could save enough money to get somewhere decent to live in the winter. There had to be something better. I looked in the paper and there were houses for rent in Peterborough for $2,000 a month. This was in 2019. So I thought, well, why not 4 women? We live together, Golden Girl style.
She started a Facebook group to see if there were other women willing to share a place in Peterborough. The response was overwhelming. In a month, 200 women responded.
So together with some others and women in the group, we became a nonprofit corporation. We started a website. We have a fabulous board of directors. And we have now grown to 2,900 women in the Facebook group and about 500 to 600 working on the website to actually find homemates.
Reporter Moira Walsh met Pat and other older women struggling financially while doing some research.
One point I want to make is the women that I'm talking to they don't fit the definition of poverty, the Canadian definition of poverty. These are women who had middle-class lives, they have university degrees, they worked even if their jobs were not well-paying and didn't have pensions, and it is primarily older women who are what I would describe as living in this modern day impoverishment, so to speak, created by this confluence of events around longevity, unaffordability, and the gender pension gap, and just basic low incomes from a lot of women who did a lot of work and raised a lot of children and worked in jobs that did not offer pensions or high incomes, but they're not retiring with a lot of money. Even if they do have savings, that has to last them for another 20, 25 years.
Senior women living together helps find compatible homemates for shared rental accommodation. And in the process, it may be addressing something else too.
And let's talk about the loneliness.
After my husband died, and I'd think, this loneliness is going to kill me.
We now know through research that loneliness leads to depression and can also be linked to certain dementia, basically, because you're not speaking to anyone, you're not connecting with people anymore. So it's a real health problem. It's a great cost to the system. Loneliness, I think, is just the beginning piece that leads to a lot of other health problems, and we haven't really considered what this great opportunity of longevity is offering us.
So, advice moving forward, but advice for women in different stages of their life.
If you can get connected in some way to whatever organization that will work for you.
I think for the younger women, if you look at where the future is, there will be fewer jobs with pensions, there will be a greater gig economy, certainly. And so, I mean, we're already seeing the number of pensions decline, so that's a given. So if you really think about how you're going to live in your later years, it is to find the education. That obviously has to be something that you take pleasure in, but find a way to work that gives you that career longevity and financial longevity, which is going to be incredibly important. It's also pick your partner well. Choose the right person, choose someone who you can have financial conversations with, even create an agreement in advance. That person will agree to sort of pay into your pension if you take time off of maternity leave, if you happen to have a workplace pension, or also agree to cover the costs of things in the future, like sports for children and all those other incremental costs that really add up for women. And then put money away for yourself, which is a really hard thing to do. And let's not forget this incredible opportunity that longevity offers us. We have great options for the future. It's a time of reimagining your existence.
For the Legislative Assembly of Ontario, I'm Stephanie Matisse.